Hi, this is Majin Oni, and here's some comic reviews. We have Eternals, some Justices, some smashing going on. We have some Sins, some Willing, I should say, some Avengering, some Guardians, and some Cyclopses. Okay, Batman Eternal. Now, as a whole, I've been actually coming around to it, warming up to this series quite a bit. I have to admit, this issue, I wasn't warming up to it as much. It started off with a pretty strong image down here where it looked like she had that mechanical Batman, whatever his name is now, Lucius Fox's son's head in her hands. I was like, whoa, that's cool. And then I was like, wait a second, that's not going to happen. And sure enough, he's still alive and well. And then going back into this a little bit farther, there's this part where this Deacon guy, he basically beat up Batman, and he's like, well, Zargus downstairs, he hasn't eaten in how many days, and when he does, he's been drugged, and all drinks, he's drugged, and so I'll go visit him now. And I was thinking, the Court of Owls did this, and the Court of Owls did a much better job with that very same storyline. So mentally, I just checked out. And the art wasn't really appealing to me to begin with. And once I reached this part of the story, I was done with it. And I just kind of read it just to read it, and I stopped really caring. So I'm really hoping number 18 comes out to be a much better issue. Alright, Justice League number 32. What will he do? What will he do? I'll tell you what he'll do. He'll do anything possible. And basically what we're looking at here is we get a couple of things. We have the Doom Patrol and their kind of introduction, and then you also get the Power Green Lantern ring from the other Earth. This was very disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong in the sense that I knew that there's going to be certain elements. Like, I knew she wasn't going to be like, alright, let's go kick some butt, let's fight. I knew that. But when I was looking at this battle as a whole, it was just kind of there's Robot Man is like, hey, Negative Man, why don't you use your powers? And he's like, well, I would do that, but it hurts me, and I don't like getting hurt because it was kind of painful, even though we're going to get our butts kicked. And then, there's she finally goes to leave, and then the Power Ring Girl, and then it's then there's this building on fire, and they're like, we should go save the girl, the people in the building, and the leader's like, I think his name is Cliff, is like, no, you're not, we gotta go after the Power Ring. And they're like, what do we do? We don't know what to do. And then the Justice League comes conveniently, and it's just like, I'll be honest with you. Take all that garbage out of it. Seriously. Give me the end where you have Lex Luthor talking to Captain Cold, and make that the issue. That's what would have made this a solid read. None of this nonsense. You didn't have to do Power Girl right now. Doom Patrol was unnecessary for right now. Now I understand that they're planting the seed for the future. But let's put it this way. Put the future on hold for one freaking moment when you have a title like this and only devote a couple pages to it at the end. Bullshit. Alright, Hulk smash issue. Not enough smashing. That's all I gotta say about that. Art was great. Loved it. Hulk's ripped, some muscles. He's doing some good smashing. He's going to Stark. He's taking care of some business because he found out that Stark tampered with the bomb and that caused him to turn. Whew, I was like, sweet. Not enough smashing. That's the Dazzler. That's what happens to you when Mystique kidnaps you, sucks out your blood, and uses it for that mutant gene growth hormone. Okay, here's the deal. You have that going on. While you have that going on, you have a lot of talking. And this talking is basically dealing with the will of Charles Xavier. People started coming out of the woodwork, and they're like, well, you need one more person. Where's Scott? And the Beast is like, well, you guys don't know, but he's really a Weapon X, and he's blah, 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 Canada, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, I never thought about that. So they all go to see him. And let me just tell you, the art here is just, it goes from bad to just horrible. Horrible. I don't know on what level did a Marvel editor think, like, these pages would be acceptable. To me, unfinished, horrible. Somebody's brother needed a job type thing. Somebody's nephew, whatever. Okay, anyways, you finally get the deal with they go to Cyclops. They're still at odds. Cyclops thinks it's a trap. And here, okay, look. Here's the deal. And let's think about this thing logically, okay? You have the X-Men in their mansion. You have Cyclops in Weapon X Canada. She-Hulk won't read the will unless everybody's there, right? Makes sense. So the X-Men go to Canada on their plane to get Cyclops to come back to the mansion to read the will. Wouldn't it have been easier and more trusting to bring She-Hulk with them to Weapon X, go into a conference room, and read the goddamn will, where you could have left certain people outside, you know, and with the She-Hulk there and then all the mind readers, you know, maybe that would be a little bit believable, perhaps. Perhaps. No, you got to be stupid about it, and you got to have horrible. I think this artwork was just so horrible that people got distracted along the way. Now, on top of all of that, we learned the secret of Professor Xavier. Now, here's the thing. On one hand, when I read The Secret, I was like, bullshit. Because, in all honesty, it's complete and utter bullshit. Two, this is a plot point that Bendis put in a little bit earlier. And it's obvious Bendis put that plot point in to be the sin. And what he did was, instead of it being like a one-time thingy, they've expanded on it. And I'm like, still going, right, I can believe one time, two times. But the sin to be what it was, bullshit. Bullshit. But it's shocking. I'll give him that much. I don't know what's worse, that horrible artwork or that stupid sin. Alright, Uncanny Avengers number 27. Or 22, sorry. This is nothing but a battle book. People are fighting. I like that. I don't like the fact that a lot of the fighting is just background and you don't get to see the individual fights, but the key fights you do get to see. So I do like that. The fight between Kang and Havok was actually pretty decent, considering Havok was able to hold his ground, even though he lost half of his face. But I liked it. I didn't like the last words of the book. It was kind of corny, but I enjoyed it overall. I think as a whole, so far the story's been way out there crazy. And for that, I appreciate all of that, despite the fact we all know it's going to get retconned back, because it's all time travel. But I enjoyed it. I really did. The art's been great. And it was just, for me, it was just interesting to see, like, kind of like a what-if scenario. Like, what if this would really, if superheroes really threw down, like they should be throwing down. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy number 17. This is like one of those books that you read, it's like basically a by-the-numbers book. Okay, the Guardians of the Galaxy is spread out, so what do? Okay, Peter Quill's got to get his ship back. Then he's got to go pick up Gamora. Then he's got to go pick up Drax. Then he's got to, you know what I mean? It's like, let's go little by little to pick up the team. We're only going to devote a page or two in some cases to get these people back. And I was just like, It's kind of like this. It's like nothing to see, move along. This is not the cool story that you think it is. Just go to the next book. And that to me is what this is. It's just, my problem with the Guardians is, sometimes it goes really good, and other times it's just kind of eh. And right now it's just kind of eh. Because to me, it doesn't seem to have any point. But next issue, Richard Rider. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, Cyclops was 3 was the father-son buddy book that you never thought you wanted to see. And overall, it's not too bad. I mean, the art's decent. You have an emo-ish Cyclops because he thinks his dad's a drug dealer. And I mean, not a drug dealer. He's taking drugs, getting high, and his dad's like, "What are you talking about, son? I'm not taking drugs. These things are keeping me alive because you must understand that I died. And your son, the son that you never knew, your brother that you never knew existed. In fact, I didn't know existed until he killed me. You know, I have to take these illegal medicine now." And I'm like, okay, whatever, but overall, as a whole, I'm still enjoying this book because it is an interesting glimpse of what their two lives could have been like to a certain degree, if only Corsair came back and grabbed Cyclops when he was younger. So that's what I mean by it's kind of a little bit interesting. But and actually, I think if you look at some of the other X-Men books that are out there, this is actually leaps and bounds better than those other X-Men books. So for that, I give him kudos, even though I'm kind of goofing on the fact that he's taking drugs to keep him alive. But anyways, this is my reviews for the week. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. Let me know what some of the books that you liked, and we'll have some more videos later. I haven't done it in a while, but I got a previews video. I have statues. I haven't done yet. I even have a Deca Ranger figure. That I haven't even opened to show you guys yet, because Deca Rangers were awesome. And I even have a San Diego Comic-Con haul that I don't have all the figures yet, but hopefully they'll all arrive soon, if people aren't going to be jerk faces and make me wait. But so watch for that, and we'll have more stuff later. So until next time.